Hey, what's up, guys? This is Brad with Despite Fitness, and I'm getting a little training session in the garage right now. So I'm kind of mid workout, but I wanted to real quick talk about one thing that I think every home gym should have, and I think it'll be a pretty easy thing to acquire, not all that expensive, and very versatile. So we're going to talk about the one thing every home gym should have. Cue the intro. All right, so home gyms are nice. If you have the ability to have power rack and some other stuff, and you can afford to gather some equipment, even with as much as I have. There's quite a lot I don't. I wish I had more, but the home garage for me is kind of a last ditch resort. I actually prefer to lift where there's other people and things like that. So, but in terms of one thing that every home gym should have, I'm gonna get right to it and point it out. It's right here. Bands, right? So you can get a whole bunch of bands of varying resistances and varying sizes. I have some more bands here. So let me see. Just kind of doing this on the fly. So I have this here is a Monster Mini. It's like the mini green bands, although it has much more tension. I know that there are some charts and stuff that you guys can see that'll tell you kind of approximately what the band tension of the bands are, the range. This here is a blue band. This is one of the larger bands. Something like this or as thick as this isn't something that most people would use, but there are some uses for it. So you could definitely find some things that you can do with it. But the bands are really good. They're really versatile. You can do a lot with them. You can substitute them for weights. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do where you can just set yourself up with a lot of bands, and you don't have to buy a whole lot of weights. And so you can kind of keep your overall space down and your overall weight down, so that you don't have to worry about moving stuff, lugging things, wherever. So I'll do some demonstrations with the bands here and show you guys a couple of techniques and things that I do to use some bands, give you some ideas about what you can do with bands for yourselves if you don't already know about them and you don't already use them. They're nice for newcomers, and they're great for people that are a little bit older as well. So if you're 40s and above, having a set of bands around the house would be maybe really all that great if you don't want to make the commitment to have a whole weight set or anything like that. There's a lot of really cool things you can do with bands. So like I said, I'm going to demonstrate some of that. Here we go. For what you just saw, I was using the bands to do some reverse band deadlift. And so what those bands did is made the weight lighter at the bottom, and then as tension came off the bands at the top, it got heavier and heavier because the bands were supporting less and less. And so what I was doing was using that as a method to overload the top a little bit, because today's just kind of a light day, so it's more about speed. So I was using that reverse band, kind of help me generate some velocity and then carry me through the top. But it's just a strategy to use for training. It's a way that you can use bands. You can do that for squats, for benches, for all kinds of stuff. The bands are pretty versatile, so really you're just kind of limited by your imagination and having a good secure anchor point. I can't stress that enough. Make sure that if you are going to use bands, you have a good strong anchor point. If you try to throw over the back of a door or something like that, if you're putting enough tension on there and the door's not sturdy enough, you can tear the door right off the hinge, stuff like that. So if you are going to use bands, just make sure you have a stable anchor point. I'm going to do a couple more quick things real fast, and just to demonstrate a few more techniques. It's just a couple. It's not all encompassing of different things that you can do with bands yourself at home. All right, here we go. So using the bands to help me assist pull-ups is something that I've had to do now since I tore my bicep, and I kind of strained or hurt my other arm as well. So unassisted pull-ups are something that I have a hard time with right now, and I don't know, may or may not ever be able to do again. I don't know, but I do know that if I want to be able to do them again, I just kind of got to do it and build up the muscles again, develop some strength. So in order to appropriately support my weight, I got to take some weight off of the bands, and then as I make progress, I can use a smaller and smaller band until hopefully at one point I won't need bands anymore. So this is something that you can do at home as well. And if you're trying to learn how to do pull-ups, or you've experienced an injury like I did, bands are a good way to kind of get yourself back into it. So give that a try. This is just kind of a row setup. You can try it at home. I have basically just what's like an axe handle or a sledgehammer handle, something like that you can buy at a little hardware store. Axe is a good kind of general purpose tool for the bands. And of course, if you want more tension, all you gotta do is back up a little bit further. The further you get away from it, the more it's gonna be. All right. The workup. Can't talk. The workout is just about wrapped up, and I need to get some dinner cooked, food on the table for the family. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Just want to make a real quick video whilst I was training to demonstrate something that I think every gym should have, which is bands, because they're versatile and they can really add a lot to your training. And even if you're not all that advanced and you just want to have some stuff around the house that you can do a little bit of training with, bands are another good option. You know, if you're a little bit elderly or on the more senior side, some light bands, really good method to do some resistance training and keep up your strength. And if you're younger and just kind of getting into training too, that's another good method to have around the house before you make a big investment into a whole weight set and whatever else. So, food for thought. Anyway, guys, hope you liked the video. Leave me any questions or comments below. Remember to click that subscribe button. You can also hit the alert button so that you guys will get alerts from the channel as I release new videos and whatnots. And remember, guys, no matter what it is you think you can't do, train despite. We'll see you in the next one.